There's a version of you that exists in complete darkness. Not the you that smiles for others, not the you that performs to survive, but the you that watches from behind your eyes when you pretend everything is fine. Carl Jung spent his entire life studying this hidden self. He called it your shadow, and what he discovered will change how you see your pain, your anger, your shame forever. Because your shadow isn't your enemy, it's your doorway home. Welcome to Secret Jungian Psychology, my friends. Right now, as you listen to these words, there's a conversation happening inside you. One voice is listening. The other is resisting. One part wants to understand. The other wants to look away. This isn't weakness. This is your shadow speaking. And today, I'm going to show you the one truth about your shadow that Jung discovered but rarely spoke about publicly. Because once you understand this, you'll never see your darkness the same way again. So breathe slowly, let your guard down, and prepare to meet the part of you that's been waiting in silence your entire life. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt rage towards someone and immediately felt guilty for feeling it? Have you ever been jealous, resentful, or cruel in your thoughts and then buried those feelings deep because good people don't think like that? Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt disgust? Not at your appearance, but at who you've become. What you've tolerated, what you've hidden. That's your shadow. It's every emotion you were taught to suppress. Every desire you were told was wrong. Every truth you swallowed to be accepted. Every part of you that didn't fit into the world's definition of good. And here's what most people miss. Your shadow isn't evil. It's exiled. Carl Jung said, everyone carries a shadow. And the less it is embodied in the individual's conscious life, the blacker and denser it becomes. Translation, the more you ignore your darkness, the more power it gains over you. You think you're protecting yourself by hiding your shadow, but you're actually feeding it. You're giving it control, because what you refuse to see still controls you. Your unexpressed anger becomes passive aggression. Your buried shame becomes self-sabotage. Your denied desires become secret addictions. You think you're behaving well, but you're just performing goodness while your shadow runs. Your life from the basement. And the scary part, everyone can feel it. They don't know what it is, but they sense something beneath your smile, something unspoken, something heavy. This is why people who seem perfect often feel hollow. This is why people who never show emotion eventually explode. This is why you can do everything right and still feel wrong inside, because you're living in halves. Light without dark, persona without shadow, performance without truth, and your soul knows it. If this is landing for you, tap that subscribe button. This work goes deeper every week. Now here's where it gets interesting. Jung discovered something that most spiritual teachings get completely wrong. They tell you to transcend your shadow, to rise above it, to become so enlightened that your darkness disappears. But Jung said the opposite. He said your shadow contains your greatest power. Let me say that again because it sounds wrong at first. Your shadow contains your greatest power. Every quality you've rejected in yourself, every emotion you've buried, every desire you've denied. It's not just pain, it's energy, it's life force, it's potential. Think about it. The anger you suppress, that's your boundary waiting to be set. The jealousy you hide, that's your ambition asking to be honored. The sadness you avoid, that's your depth begging to be felt. Your shadow isn't random. It's specific. It's formed by every moment you chose acceptance over authenticity. Every time you said yes when you meant no. Every time you smiled when you wanted to scream. Your shadow is the graveyard of your unlived life. And Jung realized that until you go into that graveyard and reclaim what you buried, you'll never be whole. You'll never feel fully alive. You'll always feel like something is missing. Because it is, you're missing you. The real you, the full you, the you that contains light and dark, strength and weakness, love and rage, peace and chaos. Jung called this process integration. Most people call it healing, but really it's permission. Permission to be human. Permission to be complex. Permission to stop pretending. Here's where this gets uncomfortable. Every person who triggers you is showing you your shadow. That person who annoys you with their arrogance, they're reflecting the confidence you won't let yourself have. That friend who seems fake, they're mirroring the parts of you that perform instead of being real. The people you judge most harshly are showing you what you've rejected in yourself. Jung called this projection, and it's one of the most painful truths in psychology, because it means your enemies aren't out there. They're inside you. Every criticism you throw at someone else is a disowned piece of yourself asking to come home. This doesn't mean everyone who hurts you is your teacher. Some people are just toxic. Some situations are just wrong. But if someone keeps triggering the same wound over and over, if you keep attracting the same type of person, if you keep ending up in the same painful pattern, your shadow is trying to tell you something. It's saying, look at me, feel me, own me, because you can't heal what you won't acknowledge. You can't change what you refuse to see. And you can't love yourself if you're at war with half of who you are. This is why surface-level positivity doesn't work. This is why affirmations without shadow work feel empty. This is why you can read 1,000 self-help books and still feel stuck. Because you're trying to add light without addressing the darkness. You're trying to build a house on a foundation you refuse to examine, and eventually it collapses. So how do you actually meet your shadow? Not in theory, in real life. First, you stop running. You stop distracting yourself. You stop numbing. You sit in silence and you ask yourself the question most people avoid their entire lives. What am I afraid to admit about myself? And then you listen. Not to the voice that gives you the pretty answer. Not to the voice that protects your image, but to the whisper underneath. The one that says the thing you'd never say out loud. Maybe it's, I resent the people I love. Maybe it's, I don't actually want to be good. Maybe it's, I'm angry at God. Maybe it's, I hate myself. Whatever it is, you don't judge it. You don't fix it. You just witness it. You say, I see you, I feel you, you exist. And in that moment, something shifts. Because your shadow doesn't want to be defeated. It wants to be seen. It doesn't want to be killed. It wants to be integrated. Jung said, one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. Translation, you don't heal by pretending to be perfect. You heal by being honest. And honesty is terrifying at first, because it means admitting you're not who you thought you were. It means owning the parts of you that don't fit the story you've been telling. But here's the magic. Once you stop fighting your shadow, it stops fighting you. Once you stop hiding from your darkness, it stops haunting you. Once you integrate what you've rejected, you become whole. Not perfect, whole, there's a difference. Perfect is a performance, whole is peace. So what happens when you finally integrate your shadow?